Hello, welcome to this short beginner's guide to the Faculty of Public Health ePortfolio version 2. My name is Christina Aitchison. This video is not intended to go through and explain every feature of the new ePortfolio, but rather to act as a quick reference guide to recording activities, evidence and learning outcomes in preparation for your next ARCP. I hope you find it helpful. Here is the login screen of the ePortfolio. Let's log in. Here is the home page, which appears when you log in. In this video, we will be focusing on the essentials. However, the home page gives you access to all the functions of the ePortfolio and provides quick links to various areas of interest, alerts and tasks that are managed through the ePortfolio. The home page shows some of your personal details, including your name, national training number, and what phase you are working towards. In my case, I am working towards phase 2. Some of these details can be changed by the registrar in the My Details section. The home page also shows who has approved access to your ePortfolio. It also has a list of tasks, which for the registrar will be a list of the assessments you currently have active at the time. The assessments available to you as a registrar include activity summary sheets, case-based discussion forms, direct observation of public health practice forms, learning outcome sign-off sheets and pre-project planning sheets. Pre-project planning sheets can be created for pieces of work you intend to do, whilst activity summary sheets should be created for pieces of work you have completed. Most registrars will be in the position of documenting work retrospectively, and therefore the focus in this video will be on activity summary sheets only. Let's think about documenting some work. The key to documenting work in the ePortfolio is to create an activity summary sheet, evidence, learning outcome bundle ready to discuss and subsequently submit to your project supervisor. The activity summary sheet holds details of the project or work that has been undertaken. This should be linked to one or more pieces of evidence as proof of this work. In turn, each piece of evidence should be associated with one or more learning outcomes achieved by undertaking this piece of work. For the remainder of the video, I will refer to evidence with its associated learning outcomes as an evidence learning outcome unit. Let's go ahead and create an activity summary sheet, evidence learning outcome bundle ready to discuss and subsequently submit to your project supervisor. Let's say that while I was in a local authority public health department, I conducted a physical activity health needs assessment and wrote a report on it. So to create an activity summary sheet for this project, you go to Assessments and then click on New Assessments. Looking at Choose the assessment to complete, select Activity Summary Sheet. You will also need to select a relevant project supervisor for that activity. On the first occasion, you will have to go to Other, because there will be no default supervisors in the drop-down. Subsequently, you can choose from one of your predetermined supervisors. Then click Enter Assessment. You can search for your project supervisor on this page. Once you have found them, press Select. What will appear next is the activity summary sheet, where you will have to enter the project name, and the date and location of when and where the project was undertaken. Activity details and results can be entered here. This section is for your personal reflection on the project. Once you have completed these details, click on Save as Draft, as currently there is no evidence or learning outcomes associated with this activity summary sheet. To link evidence and learning outcomes with the activity summary sheet, we need to create an evidence learning outcome unit and link it to the activity summary sheet. So to add the evidence, I go to Evidence, then Add Evidence. The Add Evidence screen appears. Looking at Evidence is viewable by. If you set this as public requires approval, all ePortfolio users will be able to see your evidence following moderation by faculty staff. You should therefore set this as personal, so that the evidence within your ePortfolio is only visible to you and those with approved access, including your educational supervisor, training program director, and your allocated ARCP panel members. Next, type in your title. And select the type of evidence. The majority of evidence that you will use will be file, such as Word files. Clicking on File will give you the option of selecting a file from your computer. To do this, click on Browse and then select the file. Next, type in a description. Then select the phase which contains the learning outcomes you are about to claim with this piece of evidence. Please note, if you want to claim learning outcomes from multiple phases for a piece of evidence, then you must add the piece of evidence again separately for each phase. For example, if the health needs assessment achieved learning outcomes in Phase 2 and Phase 3, I would have to go back to Add Evidence, then I would have to repeat the same steps I have just gone through on this page, uploading the same piece of evidence again, but this time selecting Phase 3. Link Item in Portfolio allows you to link the evidence to the activity summary sheet we previously created for this piece of work. Finally, click on Save and Assign to Learning Outcomes. This concludes Part 1 of the ePortfolio training video. Please now move on to Part 2.